Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are back with this buggy, and yes, there are a couple of things which needs to be sorted out before having a perfect grip on this thing, especially with the rear part of this buggy, the rear axle and the arms and everything. So there was some weird noise coming from the axle when I had a test ride on it. And also one more thing happened in that video. I didn't notice it at that time. I noticed it right now that I have got a bent arm, a bent pipe on an arm which wasn't there when I built it. So while testing it out, maybe because of the shock is pushing this thing down, and that pipe was trying to hold it straight. So it just got a slight bend on both the side, not only on this side, on both sides it's bended out. This side is a little bit more than that side. I don't know what just happened, but it happened. So I need to brief out the rear bottom arm of this, and the next step will be getting a perfect petrol tank for this thing, and we can sort out the rest of the things on this thing. So let's just jump over to the rear arm of this thing and get that thing sort of briefed out so that it won't bend again. That's what the thing is. Yes guys, got the bushings for the shock ready, and the main reason to build this is because with this setup, like with this plate setup, this thing needs to be mounted straight so that there won't be any sort of binding and all on this pin right over here, the shock pin. So because of that, it needs to be mounted straight. So now what I'm planning to do over there is to mount it like sideways. So sideways means this thing has to come up and the plate has to stay straight, which means it's going to put a max load on this pin which goes in and out. So I don't want that thing to be snapped into half and all. Before I did install it over here, there was a little bit of plate, and because of that I did damage up the bushings over here. With this I can install it tilted or anything, like any ways I can install this with this bushings at the top and the bottom. that got about 8 inches of travel to a single wheel. I'm excited about that, man. That's way more than what I had thought. Yes guys, got the shock mounted out and they turned out pretty good. Yes, they are kind of a stiffer side, kind of on a stiffer side, but still they are working. So you can see it's working, it's barely working. I can just go with these for now on and move on to the next step, and that is getting a permanent fuel tank installed over here. And using this petrol tank, I just found this at a scrapyard. It was on a go-kart frame, like only a frame was there, so I just took the fuel tank out. And at that time I didn't notice that the drain plug, there isn't drain plug there, it has to be sucked out using a fuel pump on this thing. So without a fuel pump we cannot drain out, like get the fuel out of this tank, because there isn't any like exit point from the bottom, it's just on the top. And yes, it was previously on a 2-stroke quad, but I don't care about that. I just want the fuel line. So what I'm thinking right now is to get this thing mounted right over here and place it a little bit higher so that the carburetor will get the fuel once the fuel pump, like it will not completely depend on the fuel pump. It needs to be started up with a fuel pump, and then it will be like just going on, keeping on, not depending completely on a fuel pump. That's what the point is. Let's just get this thing installed over here. Yes guys, got the fuel tank installed. Yes, it's not beefed up, and it's not even a permanent petrol tank for this thing. It's just for a temporary purpose. So I just tack weld the pipe over here and tack weld the sheet. So it's on a sheet, laying on a sheet, and there's a single bolt holding this tank right now. So it's temporary. I'm not going to, I have got a plan on building a fuel tank for this thing, but for now I'm just going with this. And yes guys, I have installed a fuel pump, a vacuum fuel pump which runs with the engine. Yes guys, I have a doubt on it whether it's going to work or not. For now it's working out. I have tested it out, it's working, it's supplying fuel, and it's working for now. But still I'm going to install electronic one as well, just in case. If this is not enough, means I can turn this thing on and yes, I can keep going. That's what the plan is. So yes, I need to install it out, but for now I'm just going to go with this, because I'm not going to take it out anywhere to ride it. I'm just going to ride it nearby. So that fuel pump will be enough for now. Yes guys, so the next step right now is to get the rooftop for this thing. So I have got a plan of how the roof is going to look like. So let's just see how it turns out. I hope it turns out great. Yes guys, I'm pretty excited about the roof and everything. It turned out pretty good. And yes guys, this thing is looking absolutely perfect. So we are done with the roof, and yes, I have added up this tube for the support of this pipe over here. And yes, like all the pipes are just interconnected right now, so it's not depending on this thing. And yes, I will figure out something else over here later on. And also for the back part, I still need to look for these shocks. So after I get those things sorted out, I'm going to finish up the rear part, and we can have a proper test on it. But for now, what I'm thinking, because I have noticed out the front shocks, like I have almost tightened them up completely, and adjust the torque on it to the max point, but still it looks way too soft. You can see it does not want to go lift up, so I have to lift up this thing with my hand. So right now what I'm thinking is I have got a shock with me. It is a little bit lighter, which I have originally purchased it for this thing, but this did not work out. So right now they are just laying around over here. I'm just thinking to double them up, so like two together, so they are exactly the same size, the same length as that one. And yes guys, it's going to make this thing like so it could go up. That's what the plan is, so it will not just bottom out. Right now with these shocks, if two persons are sitting, it just barely ends like have a 1 inch travel left in there. So yes guys, from 4 inch I'm just having 1 inch travel, which isn't great for this thing, because as it hits any sort of bump, it just bottoms out all the way. So let's just install this, which will give some extra strength, and which will keep this buggy right up. So yes guys, it's a tight space over here, so let's just cut out the tabs and move it a little bit forward and install this right over there. Yes guys, the shocks are installed, and you can see it is just it does not want to go all the way down also. It's not that much closed as well. Okay, I'm giving all my weight over here, so still there is plenty left over there. So now not all my weight is going to be over here. The weight is going to be over there, so that's going to work. Let's just try to sit in and see how they are closing. They are barely closing out, man. They are barely closing out. It's just a perfect thing right now. So yes guys, the next step is to take it out for a spin and see how the front shocks and even the rear shocks are performing.
क्या हुआ? पता लग रहा है ताकत का ना?
Finally guys, this thing is back in one piece, and the front shock turned out perfect. The front shocks are working perfect. Installing a helper shock over there did perform this. Like, this thing is performing better with front shocks, like double shocks on both sides. And even guys, I need to look for a lighter spring on this thing, because this is out of a car and the car weighs a lot at the front. So this was the front shocks of a car, and that's what this thing, like the weight of a car and the weight of this thing is much difference in that. So hopefully in the next video we are going to change up like these shocks, or I'll look for a spring if I could find only the spring, and if not means I'll just look for a shock, complete shock. Yes guys, the rooftop had turned out perfect on this thing, like the V bar which I have installed over here, and the top part, it's looking absolutely perfect. Like the shape of this thing has turned out perfect. I'm just loving this thing. Talking about the gearing of this thing, like the gearing of this thing isn't perfect at all. I really want to say that. At first, I didn't stop it at a hill and all and test out the gearings. I just took it out for a spin and just I didn't stop it at any hill and all. So when my brother, he just said me to stop at the hill and see what this thing, will this thing pull up on that or will it struggle. Yes guys, at that time I had noticed that it was struggling a lot. I did slip the clutch on this thing a lot, as you can see in the video. Like, I had almost killed it 4 times. It was just barely able to get out of that place. Yes guys, that's the same thing with the previous setup on this buggy. Like with the Jatra engine as well, the same thing was happening. The gearing wasn't perfect. So I just removed it and installed this 1000cc on the engine on this thing, and still I'm facing the same problem over there, like the same place. I was slipping the clutch a lot. Yes guys, I need to play with the gearings of this thing. Like hopefully in the next video of this project I'll get this thing even better with the clutch, and also it will just move in the clutch, like on clutch, that's it. I don't have to accelerate at all. I can just move this thing like with the clutch only. That's what the plan is on the flat surface. So yes guys, on a hill climb we need to accelerate a little bit. But yes guys, I'm going to like change up the gearing on this thing. Yes guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out any of my future videos. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Yes guys, I wasn't well for like a week and busy at the work. Because of that I didn't upload like continuously 3 weeks. So I apologize for that, but hopefully it will not happen again. I will try it out.